Laser powder bed fusion is getting larger, but working with a large format 3D printer requires some unique considerations with regards to ergonomics and economics. I'm Stephanie Hendrickson here at Sim3D. This is Penn State's Center for Innovative Materials Processing through Direct Digital Deposition. One of the pieces of equipment that they use here is this DMP500 from 3D Systems. This is a large format 3D printer with a build plate that measures 500 by 500 millimeters, can make really large parts in builds that take hours up to days. But to really make use of this system required a whole suite of auxiliary equipment. Basically have to build a large format factory around this printer. In the case of this DMP500, the core of the whole system is the removable powder module, the RPM. This is a removable unit that contains the build plate and all of the material needed for a given print. Before the build starts, the RMP is installed into the printer. It has to be moved using a transportation module that has been specifically designed by 3D Systems for use with this machine. Once the build is complete, the entire RPM is removed to the build breakout station. There are glove boxes on either side of this unit that allow two different operators to be depowdering at the same time. There's also an arm inside that can lift the build plate, tilt it, and vibrate it to get all of the excess material out. From there, the RPM with all of that excess material is going to the powder recycling module. That's where the material is going to be filtered and prepared for reuse. Meanwhile, the build plate with all of the parts is going to this wire EDM that was developed by GF in collaboration with 3D Systems specifically for 3D printed part cutoff. So you need all of these different peripherals in order to make this system work because of the ergonomics. It would just be difficult to deal with parts and build plates and equipment of this scale. The build plates alone can be so heavy that you need two operators to move them if you want to move them that way at all. You're dealing with a lot of powder, maybe 200 kilograms or more per build, and the parts that are made in this machine tend to be heavy and awkward to manage. And so all of these additional pieces of automation and ergonomic equipment are necessary for this to work. So where does a large format, large frame printer like this make sense? The obvious answer is for making really big parts, especially when you're thinking about things like casting replacements. But there are also other reasons to choose a large format 3D printer. If you think about it, the build plate inside of this machine could potentially take the place of 4 smaller build plates that would be found inside of a smaller mid-frame machine. And so you might be able to print 4 or more parts all at once that would take multiple pieces of equipment otherwise. So you're getting the same number of parts in the same amount of time just with one machine. So it could be the more economical choice as well.